What's good, my man of society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Look, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Now, what I wanted to discuss was the power of words, right? Um, the impact of words, right? I had seen something that Kyrie Irving, he's a basketball player, he had said, it was an interview, right? And he had talked about how he believes that the earth is flat. Now, I don't know if he was just doing that just to troll or to prove a point or whatnot, right? But he had went on a podcast and he said that, right? And when he said that, it blew up, right? All the news were covering it, all the it was trending, I guess you could say, right? So in the All-Star game, he was getting asked questions and people kept bringing up the flat earth question, right? And he says that he thinks it's funny that out of all the news that's going on in the world and out of all the important stuff that's happening and real topics that people want to know about the flat earth thing, right? How this is the main focus point, out of anything that they could ask and talk about, they want to, talk about this, right? Something that's so insignificant, right? And he just found that funny, right? That's the reason why he did it, because, he thinks that that's funny, right? How people grab the most stupidest shit and, run with it, you know? But the thing is that words do impact, right? Words do influence, especially if they're from people who people look up to, and they themselves in the position that they are in, right? Being role models, athletes, and stuff like that, they should already know that people, look up to them and might actually take their words, and actually view them like that, right? Because, like I said, they do actually influence people. When people look up to somebody and somebody behaves a certain way or has certain views, it tends to, rub off on people, right? They will now start behaving like them individuals, or think like them, or justify that kind of behavior, because, like I said, um, they look up to them. So people have to watch what you say. You do have freedom of speech, right? But you should always watch what you say, right? Because as an adult, we have to realize that our words do impact, and our words could actually, cause harm, and actually could, make shit crack, right? That's why we always have to watch how we talk to people and watch what we say. You do have the right to say whatever you want, but just because you have that right to say whatever you want doesn't mean you should say whatever you want. You should always take people's, into consideration, that you might offend them. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, as an adult, you should be able to know how to talk to people and carry yourself right, you know? Um, because if you're only worried about yourself and you don't give a fuck about who you're disrespecting, then you can't be mad now when you're getting all the backlash and fallout. Because what you expect to happen, you get what I'm saying? Um, so people have to keep that into consideration, right? As an adult, that you should already know how to talk to people, right? But there's still a lot of people that think immaturely, right? And don't put their egos to the sides, and react off of pure emotions, and they feel like they're right or they're entitled, to something. Um, and like I said, and that's the reason why, when people say, like, oh, people think so stupidly, or these times now people are so rude or disrespectful, that's because for so long, you know the people that are wise and full of wisdom and stuff like that, the people that know how to carry themselves, have always just minded their own business. Like, hey, if it doesn't concern you, don't worry about it. I just do me. I don't give a fuck about that. All the wise and wisdom people always kept to themselves, and it's always all the disrespectful. It's always all the rude, and it's always all the people who have negative behaviors, love to talk. And love attention, right? So for so long, people have been letting these individuals talk, while the righteous have always stayed quiet. And because you let these individuals talk without calling them out on their shit, right? And you kept to yourself, is the reason you have so many people with these behaviors, right? Because people were letting them get away with it for so long. You get what I mean? That's why it's always important to, um, speak against bad behaviors, and always look to, point out the truth about things, right? Um, because, like I said, people can't be mad now because you are just looking to bring the truth out, about something. You know what I mean? You can only be mad at the liars. But you know what I mean? The truth is, people can never be mad at the truth. You get what I mean? So when people be like, "Oh, well, you know, people should just worry about themselves, or don't trip on it." But like I said, if you just allow that and you just let all these bad behaviors just continue, bro, it's only gonna get worse and worse and worse, bro. You know what I mean? That's why it's always important to to point out lies. Why it's always important to speak on truths, and why it's always important to bring the facts. You know what I mean? Because if not, shit will be all chaotic. You know. But that's just overall my opinion. People, I get it when people say, well, they're just words, or it's no big deal. But like I said, it is a big deal. Because this behavior tends to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's always good just to put a plug on it, and people can't even be mad at that. But I'm just saying, overall, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Shadow, we up.